What's going on, guys? It's the Insane Gamer here, and today I'm bringing you a brand new series to my channel, and this is going to be a squad builder series where I basically make the highest rated team possible in every single league and nation. Well, I'm going to try and do every single league and nation, and this is going to be a course throughout FIFA 13, the Ultimate Team. I'm not going to try and do it as quick as I can. I'm going to take my time and plan the squads, etc. And today we're going for a Serie A team. It's quite cheap actually, just over 200k it cost me. So it's not too bad. So let's get straight into it. So we have manager Martignol in my formation 3-4-1-2. There was an Italian manager, but I couldn't find him in my formation. Well, I could have just transferred. I could have just done the manager position formation card thing, or whatever it's called. But I never thought of that at the time, so I just quickly saw Martignol and I just bought him. Because he wasn't going to make much difference anyway. Because before I got the manager, he had 99 chemistry, so it only boosted the chemistry by 1, but still. So for goalkeeper, we have the Serie A obviously, and this guy cost an absolute bomb. One of the second most expensive player in the squad. When I get to it, and this is Buffon. 89 diving, 86 reflexes, 83 handling, and 89 positioning. He cost me, let's go into him, 50k. As you can see, 52,500 coins. So it cost a lot, like I wasn't really, if I wasn't doing this squad, I would have had like a cheaper alternative. That's the guy from Roma, I think it's Sketelenberg, I can't even remember his name. I would have chosen him or some other goalie instead, or De Sanctis from Napoli. But because I'm making the highest rated team, he's going to go there. But he's great, he's fantastic, he's made some really solid saves for me. Like, he's really kept me in the game, but I don't know, is he worth a 50k? I'm not quite sure, I think I'll say he's worth about 30k, 40k maximum, but not 50k, but I suppose it's only 10k difference, so it's not going to make much of a difference. And for centre-back, we have all these 3 players. Barzagli, and he has 68 pace, not the best of pace, and 86 defending and 81 heading, and he's really good as well. There's not really much to say about him because he's all perfect. He's the perfect defender, that you want, but he hasn't got the pace, which that's the only thing he lacks for me. But apart from that, heading, defending is superb. And next we have from Juventus is Giorgio Chiellini. He's my favourite centre-back, in this squad. He's got everything. He's got the pace exactly, which Barzagli doesn't have. He's just like Barzagli, really, but he has the pace, which Barzagli doesn't. And 86 defending and 84 heading as well there. And for the other centre-back, we have Lucio, and he's from, so they get their club link as well as Giorgio Chiellini and Barzagli, the Italian links. And again, it's the same as Barzagli. He's just exactly like Barzagli, but he lacks the pace again. And onto the centre mids, onto the right mid, we have from the Serie A. Sorry about this, guys. We have Maggio, and you saw my other placement there, which I'll go into in a minute. There's no this Maggio guy, I'm not quite sure about him because I don't think he feels like he has 85 pace. So that was the main factor why I got him. Also, he's the highest rated right mid in Serie A as well. And but he doesn't have that pace, which unfortunately, he does, but he doesn't feel like 85 pace. But his dribbling feels better than 76. I will say it's in the mid 80s, in fact high 90s. No, sorry, not high 90s, low 90s. That dribbling's really stood out for me. Now onto the centre mids, we have Pirlo. You've got to have Pirlo, he's just a complete legend, and he doesn't have that pace unfortunately. But the best stat which stood out for me, or attribute which stood out for me, is his passing. It's fantastic. Just pinpoint accuracy passing, always reaching. Even the power, because I've noticed some of the power in the passing. You have to hold it down a lot. But with him, I just tap it, and the power is perfect to the player, which is really good. And his dribbling is quite good as well. And I didn't, because he's like he's not really a cam, he's more like a centre mid, so he wasn't really going forward, so I didn't get any goals with him, unfortunately. And on to the next centre mid, which is De Rossi. And this guy is actually a CDM, and I converted him to the centre mid. So he wasn't really attacking at all because he was, mainly holding back. But he was acting like a fourth defender for me, which is great. So I can't really say his attacking stats are good at all. So mainly his defending is good for me, and he doesn't have the pace at all. So he's just mainly like a second or fourth defender, as I said. Now onto the left mids, and we have Vargas. I remember him in FIFA 11 Ultimate Team. I actually didn't use him in FIFA 12 Ultimate Team, but FIFA 11 Ultimate Team was great. And he had that pace as well, 80 pace. It feels much higher than 80 pace. I think I'll say it's in the higher 80s. And he's dribbling, and even his passing is quite decent as well. And now onto the centre forward, we have Cavani from Inter Milan. And this guy, I got mixed reactions. Like, he's great with actually dribbling. His 90 dribbling does stand out, because whenever I do the McGeady spin or other skills, he does them straight away. Whereas there's some players which don't do it at all when I do it, which has got quite annoying. But I must say, his corners are absolutely horrible. They're terrible. They go way wide. Like, I took about 2 or 3, and I forgot about the second time, the third time when I took them, because I said in the first time, never again. They just kept on going wide. Like, even when I just held it down shortly for tapped it just kept on going wide. It was so frustrating because it wasn't even going in the box, guys. It's ridiculous. Now onto the strikers. We have Cavani, and we have sorry about that, Di Natale. So Cavani's stats there: 85 pace, 83 shooting, 84 heading, and I tell you, his pace is like, I would actually say this guy is so good. Some people might even say he's overpowered. Like, I was playing a few of my followers on Twitter just now, and then one of them said he's overpowered because he just overpowered. You probably see the goal now. He just outpaces, all the defenders and scores. Even his shooting, the power in his shot is fantastic. I would say it's definitely higher than 83. So, like, I'll say his pace is in the 90s, and his shooting as well, because it's just absolutely unreal. But his dribbling is poor. Whenever I try and do the McGeady spin, he never does it for me. It's just really frustrating. That's the only bad thing I have about him. But his pace and shooting is phenomenal. Now to Di Natale, and this guy's really good as well. The pace he has is just feels much higher than 87. I'll say it's in the 90s again. He's just as fast as Cavani, the sprint speed, and also his dribbling is very good as well. Like, it does match up to his 88 dribbling, because whenever I did the McGeady spin again, he would do the McGeady spin straight away. Him and Cavani are really good at skilling, whereas Cavani is terrible. Yes, I really like Di Natale. Those are my 2 favourite strikers, Di Natale and Cavani in the squad. Now onto the subs bench. I'm just going to put just do it. So we have centre mid Hamsik, and yeah, this guy's pace was okay, not the fastest of players, but he wasn't really that attacking. Like, he has 80 shooting, 82 passing. I don't think I tried any shots with him at all. His passing is okay, nothing to rave about. And he's not a CDM, so he's not gonna try and go over for tackles and stuff like that. So there's not really much to say about him. I didn't get any clips either of him. He didn't really do much for me. Quite disappointing, in fact. Next we have is Samuel. Again, really solid defender actually, guys. I really recommend this guy. But again, the pace. If you really want to get him, you can put a pace card on him, but that's going to be costly after a while. And so 87 defending. That's the best standout stat for me with him. Next we have is Marquisio, and he wasn't really attacking either. Actually, he was more like a CDM for me. But even though his stats are quite balanced, but if you really want to get him, I recommend him as a CDM. He's not good as a attacking midfielder at all. But apart from that, next on we have is Milito, Diego Milito. And I didn't really try this guy because I was trying out my other strikers. But when I did try him out, it was nothing special. Like, his finesse shot is terrible. Not the fastest of strikers, but he's quite cheap. I think he only cost me, he cost me 3,700 coins. You can't complain about that, really. So he is a cheap striker. Next we have is this guy, and this guy is awful. I think what's his name? Handanovic. Yeah, he's absolutely awful. Like, I wouldn't recommend him as a goalie at all. I think he did save a few for me, but there were some saves he made where he could have easily caught the ball. There was one, I remember, he could have easily caught the ball. It was just a really, it was a finesse shot, but it was a very weak finesse shot. And, you know, he could have easily caught it. Instead, he goes and saves it and puts it out for a corner. And then I actually conceded in that corner, which is quite annoying. So I wouldn't recommend this guy at all. Instead, you can get so many other. I think there's two. Yeah, you can get the Sanctis and, you know, other goalkeepers like which are much better for sure. I haven't tried them out though, but I'm sure they're better. And next we have is Alexandre Pato, and I love this guy. Even though he has 4-star skills, you know, like the skill was the dribbling for me was very good. That 83 dribbling is a lie. It's definitely in the 90s. It's so accurate. And his shooting is only 78, but it felt much higher. It felt like in the 80s, high 80s. But his pace, I'm not sure about his pace. I won't say it's 89. I think I'll say it's below. But the best standout stat was his dribbling, or stats is his dribbling and pace. Or no, dribbling and shooting. And now for our next centre back, we have this Benatia guy. And you know, again, he wasn't good at all, guys. Like, pace is terrible. Even his defending doesn't feel like in the 80s, it feels like in the 70s. He was just a terrible centre-back. I wouldn't recommend this guy at all. But he's very cheap for me at the same time. Yeah, 2.6k, very cheap. Now we have the centre-forward, Pandev. And he wasn't nothing special either. Like, his stats look so promising on that card. You think, oh wow, this guy's going to be fantastic. Look at those stats. But so you can guess I had a highest expectation for him. But he didn't meet up to my expectations at all. Like, I wouldn't recommend him, guys. He's a terrible centre forward. And next we have this guy again. I don't like this guy either. Like, look at those stats. You expect him to be very good. Like, he has more pace than Vargas, but Vargas feels you know, much better than him. Like, this guy feels so slow, and he has 85 pace. You know, come on. And I didn't try any shots with him, but also his passing was terrible. His first touch was completely dreadful, and his passing, you know, like for the wing, because I did get on the wing at times, and his crosses were terrible, so I wouldn't recommend him. But he was very cheap. I think he only cost about 700 coins. In a way, you can't go wrong for 700 coins, but he's not a good player at the same time, unfortunately. And next we have his Cannavaro, and you can see here he has you know, again, very bad pace, but you know, he's not. He's much better than what's his name, Benatia, but I wouldn't recommend him. You know, but I can't remember how much I bought him for now. 800 coins. In a way, for 800 coins, I recommend him, guys. But if you want to say like you want to choose him over Cellini or Barzagli or Lucio, you know, definitely don't do that. You know, get them instead. But if you don't have the cash, you know, definitely get him because he's only 800 coins. Very cheap. In my formation as well. And lastly, you have Pepe. And you know, this guy is I really like this guy. I think I don't know, him and Maggio. It's hard to choose between the two, which I prefer. They're both just as good. Like, the pace for Pepe really stood out for me, and also his passing as well. Much better than 78 passing. It felt like in about 85 passing. I didn't really try out his dribbling that much, but he, you know, it was just his dribbling was standard, and I didn't try any shots either, and all headers. So he's definitely go and get him for the pace and that passing, because you're going to need it. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed my first episode of my new series. So, you know, I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you did, and take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll speak to you next time for my next video.